Urban legends are the modern-day equivalent of folklore, stories passed down through generations that often contain a kernel of truth wrapped in layers of exaggeration and fear. These tales capture our imaginations, blend the line between reality and fiction, and sometimes, they reflect darker, more unsettling truths about our society. In this video, we're going to explore some of the most popular urban legends, uncover the dark origins, and reveal the real stories that inspired them. Buckle up, because the truth is often stranger and more disturbing than fiction. The power of urban legends. Urban legends are not just scary stories whispered around campfires. They are a reflection of our deepest fears, societal anxieties, and the dark corners of our collective psyche. These tales often arise from real events, distorted and amplified over time, and serve as cautionary tales or warnings about the dangers lurking in the shadows of our everyday lives. What makes urban legends so powerful is their ability to evolve and adapt to different cultures and eras, all while maintaining their core message: be afraid. But where do these stories come from, and what truths do they hide? To answer these questions, we must dive into the history of some of the most well-known urban legends and uncover the dark, sometimes horrifying, realities that inspired them. 1. The Hookman. One of the most famous urban legends is that of the Hookman. The story usually involves a young couple parked in a secluded area, often referred to as Lover's Lane. They hear a news report about an escaped convict with a hook for a hand and decide to leave quickly. As they drive away, they hear a scraping sound and discover a hook hanging from the car door. While this story is often dismissed as a simple cautionary tale about the dangers of teenage promiscuity, its origins are rooted in real events. The concept of Lover's Lane murders dates back to the 1940s and 1950s, a time when several young couples were brutally attacked while parked in secluded areas. One of the most infamous cases is the Texarkana Moonlight Murders of 1946, where an unknown assailant, dubbed the Phantom Killer, attacked several couples, killing 5 people. The killer was never caught, and the case remains unsolved. The Hookman legend reflects the fear of being vulnerable in isolated places, particularly during intimate moments. It's a reminder that danger can strike when we least expect it, turning a romantic evening into a nightmare. The idea of a faceless, relentless killer lurking in the darkness taps into primal fears that are as relevant today as they were decades ago. 2. The Killer in the Backseat. Another chilling urban legend is that of the killer in the backseat. In this tale, a woman driving alone at night notices a car following her closely, flashing its headlights. Frightened, she speeds up, but the car continues to pursue her. When she finally arrives home and runs inside, the driver of the other car warns her that there was a man hiding in her backseat. Each time he flashed his headlights, it was to scare the would-be attacker, who was preparing to strike. This story is often used as a warning to women about the dangers of driving alone at night, but its roots are more sinister. The legend may have been inspired by real-life cases of people hiding in cars with the intent to rob, assault, or kill unsuspecting victims. One such case occurred in the 1960s when a woman in New York was reportedly saved by a passing motorist who noticed someone in her backseat and alerted her. The legend also highlights the fear of being watched or followed, a common anxiety in modern society. With the rise of true crime stories and the increasing visibility of violence against women, the tale of the killer in the backseat serves as a potent reminder to remain vigilant and aware of one's surroundings. 3. The Bunny Man. The Bunny Man is a lesser-known but equally disturbing urban legend originating from Fairfax County, Virginia. According to the tale, a man dressed in a rabbit costume terrorizes people by attacking them with an axe or hatchet. The most popular version of the story involves a couple who, while driving through a remote area, encounter the Bunny Man, who hurls his weapon at their car, shattering the windshield. The legend of the Bunny Man is rooted in a real incident that occurred in 1970. A couple reported being attacked by a man in a bunny suit while driving near a railway overpass. This story quickly spread, and soon, reports of similar encounters began to surface. The legend grew, with some claiming that the Bunny Man was the ghost of an escaped convict who had been wronged by society. The Bunny Man legend reflects the fear of the unknown and the unsettling nature of encountering something, or someone, that defies explanation. It also taps into the idea of a person driven to madness, hiding behind a seemingly innocent or absurd disguise, and lashing out at those who cross their path. 4. The Black-Eyed Children. One of the more recent urban legends to gain widespread attention is that of the Black-Eyed Children. These are children, usually aged between 6 and 16, with pale skin and completely black eyes who appear at night, often at the doors of people's homes or near their cars, asking for help. Those who encounter them report a deep sense of dread and unease, and in some cases, those who let the children in report severe misfortune or strange occurrences afterward. The origin of the black-eyed children legend can be traced back to a 1996 online post by a Texas reporter named Brian Bethel, who claimed to have encountered two black-eyed boys who attempted to gain entry into his car. The story quickly went viral, spawning numerous accounts of similar encounters. While there is no concrete evidence to support the existence of black-eyed children, the legend plays on deep-seated fears of the unknown, particularly the unsettling notion of something familiar, like a child, being corrupted or otherworldly. The black eyes, often associated with demons or malevolent entities, amplify the sense of danger and the idea that these children are not what they seem. The legend also reflects societal fears about the vulnerability of children and the potential for evil to manifest in even the most innocent forms. As with many urban legends, the lack of a clear explanation or resolution makes the story all the more terrifying, as it leaves the door open for the possibility that these encounters could happen to anyone. 5. Slender Man. Slender Man is perhaps one of the most well-known urban legends of the internet age. Created in 2009 on the Something Awful forum by user Eric Knudsen, under the pseudonym Victor Surge, Slender Man is depicted as a tall, faceless figure in a black suit, with long, tentacle-like arms. The character is said to stalk, abduct, or traumatize children, and his presence is often associated with unexplained disappearances or violent acts. While Slender Man is a fictional creation, the legend took on a life of its own, inspiring fan art, stories, and even real-life violence. In 2014, two 12-year-old girls in Wisconsin attempted to murder their friend, claiming they did so to appease Slender Man. The case shocked the nation and highlighted the disturbing impact that urban legends and internet culture can have on young, impressionable minds. The Slender Man phenomenon underscores the power of the internet in shaping and spreading urban legends. Unlike traditional folklore, which evolves slowly over time, digital legends like Slender Man can go viral almost instantly, reaching a global audience. The story also raises questions about the influence of online communities and the potential for fictional narratives to blur the line between reality and fantasy, with tragic consequences. 6. The Legend of Bloody Mary. The Legend of Bloody Mary is one of the most enduring urban legends, often told at sleepovers or during Halloween. The ritual involves standing in front of a mirror, usually in a dark bathroom, and chanting, "Bloody Mary," 3 times, or more, with the expectation that a ghostly figure will appear in the mirror, often with a terrifying or vengeful expression. The origins of the Bloody Mary legend are murky, but it is believed to be tied to various historical figures, including Queen Mary I of England, who was nicknamed Bloody Mary, due to her persecution of Protestants. Others suggest that the legend may have roots in old folklore practices related to divination and the idea that mirrors are portals to the spirit world. What makes the Bloody Mary legend particularly dark is the psychological aspect of the ritual. The act of staring into a mirror in the dark can create visual distortions, leading participants to believe they see something supernatural. This phenomenon, known as the Caputo effect, can cause faces to appear to change or morph in the mirror, especially under low light conditions. The Bloody Mary legend taps into deep-seated fears of the unknown and the supernatural, particularly the idea that mirrors can reveal hidden truths or otherworldly beings. It also reflects societal anxieties about the power of belief and the potential consequences of dabbling in the occult or supernatural practices. 7. The Dark Side of the Choking Doberman. The choking Doberman is a lesser-known but still chilling urban legend that involves a loyal dog found choking and rushed to the vet, only for the owner to later discover that the dog had been choking on the fingers of a burglar who was hiding in the house. The implication is that the dog saved its owner's life by fending off the intruder, but the gruesome discovery of the severed fingers adds a macabre twist to the story. This legend, like many others, plays on the fear of home invasion and the vulnerability of being alone in one's home. It also highlights the idea of animals as protectors, willing to sacrifice themselves to save their human companions. While there are no documented cases that directly match the details of the choking Doberman story, the legend may have been inspired by real-life incidents of dogs defending their owners from attackers or intruders. The story also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers lurking in seemingly safe environments, reinforcing the idea that one is never truly safe, even in their own home. 8. The origins of the vanishing hitchhiker. The vanishing hitchhiker is a classic urban legend that has been told in various forms around the world. The story typically involves a driver who picks up a hitchhiker, often a young woman, who mysteriously disappears from the car without a trace. In some versions, the driver later discovers that the hitchhiker was the ghost of someone who died in a car accident years earlier. This legend has roots in folklore dating back to the 19th century, with similar stories appearing in different cultures. The vanishing hitchhiker legend reflects deep-seated fears about death, the afterlife, and the possibility of encountering spirits in our daily lives. It also serves as a reminder of the transient nature of life and the thin veil between the living and the dead. Interestingly, the legend has evolved over time to reflect contemporary concerns. In some modern versions, the hitchhiker warns the driver about an impending danger or disaster, adding an element of prophecy to the story. This evolution shows how urban legends adapt to changing societal fears and anxieties, while still retaining their core message of caution and the unknown. 9. The dark truth behind Cropsey. The legend of Cropsey is a disturbing urban myth that originated on Staten Island, New York. Cropsey is often depicted as a boogeyman-like figure who abducts children and takes them to his hideout, where they are never seen again. The story was popular among local children, who used it as a way to scare each other and stay out of trouble. However, the Cropsey legend took on a much darker reality in the 1970s and 1980s, when a man named Andre Rand was convicted of kidnapping and murdering children on Staten Island. Rand had worked as a custodian at the Willowbrook State School, an institution for children with intellectual disabilities that was later closed due to reports of abuse and neglect. Rand's crimes, combined with the eerie setting of the abandoned school, fueled the Cropsey legend and blurred the line between myth and reality. The Cropsey case highlights the way urban legends can be rooted in real-life horrors, with the fictional elements of the story serving to amplify and exaggerate the terror. The story also reflects societal fears about the safety of children and the potential for evil to lurk in the most unexpected places. 10. The dark history of the licked hand. The licked hand, also known as "humans can lick too," is a chilling urban legend that tells the story of a young girl home alone with her dog. Feeling scared, she lets the dog sleep under her bed for comfort. Throughout the night, she reaches down to let the dog lick her hand, reassured by its presence. However, the next morning, she finds her dog dead, and a message written in blood: "Humans can lick too." This terrifying tale plays on the fear of home invasion and the idea of a trusted companion being replaced by something sinister. The legend may have roots in older folklore that warns against trusting appearances and the dangers of being alone at night. The story also taps into primal fears of the unknown and the idea that evil can lurk in the most familiar and comforting places. The gruesome twist at the end serves as a stark reminder that not everything is as it seems, and that danger can come from unexpected sources. Urban legends continue to captivate and terrify us because they reflect the darkest aspects of human nature and society. Whether rooted in real events or entirely fictional, these stories tap into our deepest fears and anxieties, reminding us that danger can be found in the most unexpected places. As we have seen, the origins of these legends are often as dark and disturbing as the stories themselves, revealing uncomfortable truths about our world. While some may dismiss urban legends as mere entertainment or superstition, they serve an important function in our culture, acting as cautionary tales that warn us about the dangers of the world around us. In a way, these stories keep us vigilant, reminding us that the line between reality and fiction is often thinner than we think. So, the next time you hear a chilling tale or encounter an urban legend, remember that there may be more truth to it than you realize. After all, every legend has a dark history, waiting to be uncovered.